Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the planet, whatever time it is for you. Thank you for tuning in at whatever day, whatever time this stays recorded, and you can always come back to it if you need to review the information that I share with you. So, my name is Miriam Cunha, and I welcome you to my channel, a channel about metaphysics and esoteric knowledge and the occult and mysteries and fun things that helps us understand what are we doing here and where are we going to. What is the purpose of being here, because although the universe is at the same time chaotic and random, it also has a purpose because there is duality in our physical matter plan, and both understandings walk holding hands together. It's a paradox. It's a paradox. Oh, right. So tonight I would like to talk to you about higher self. And this subject came during a reading I was giving to someone this week, and I started meditating about the subject because I think that most of us don't understand what our higher self is, and it's of extreme importance that we open the channels of connection to our other layers of existence. So I will try to choose clear words. I apologize for that. To better understand this abstract concept, and it's only abstract to the point that you experience it yourself. Once you experience it yourself, although you won't be able to fully explain to everybody, but you will know yourself what you've experienced, and getting into that inner knowing, it's what actually connects us to these layers of ourself. So I will share with you this this images here that you can see that explain a little bit better in a graphic way the concepts. There are different lines of understanding and concepts according to what kind of metaphysical school you attend, or who has been teaching you, or what books you've been reading, but they all get to a similar conclusion that we, as spiritual beings who we are, have different layers of existence. And I have come to the knowing, and when I say the knowing, it's because I have experienced that myself during my meditations, and I know that, and I cannot prove it to you. You have to experience yourself, and you have to know it yourself. I can only show what I have experienced. So I have gotten to the conclusion that all of our layers of existence exist at the same time. That means that we are all of those layers at the same time, even if we are not conscious, fully conscious about all of the layers of existence, which is very overwhelming once you start actually opening these channels and seeing and then feeling and understanding the other levels of yourself, because you will see that you are experiencing all of this so-called past lives at the same time. Everything is happening now. The only moment that exists is the present. So there is no past lives or future lives. There is now, where everything is happening. And once we grow spiritually in terms of connecting to our higher levels of existence, we start understanding and being able to fully incorporate the idea of the different existences experiences of ourself. I hope that's not too complex, but this subject is complex because it's abstract and it's something you have to understand by knowing, and knowing by meditating, going inside yourself, which is extremely, extremely important at the moment we're going through. There are all kinds of distractions being done right now to take us away from connecting to our higher levels of consciousness, because the moment we're going through in this planet allows for this growing and connection to our higher levels of consciousness. Portals are opening all the time with more frequency. We're receiving more light codes from our sun and from the central sun of the galaxy, from the logos. And this is a great opportunity for all of us human beings and all the beings in this planet and for the planet. And whoever wants to take the opportunity is taking it. And it's open for everyone right now. Everyone has this opportunity. It's a matter of wanting to and avoiding distractions, the rumors of war, the threats, the fears, the anger, and I am part of that too. I get distracted many times, but I have been working this path for a long, long time, so I have this ability of going back there whenever I want very fast through meditation. And meditation for me has become a constant, like, let's say, how can I put like learning to bike. Even if you're not biking, you know how to bike. So whenever you want to jump into the bike and bike, you will know how to bike. And then imagine that you are absolutely obsessed with biking and you bike all the time. Sort of like that for me in meditation. So comparing again to the bike, like I go biking everywhere I have to go with my bike. Okay, all the time I am in meditative state, meaning in inner connection with higher levels of my consciousness, because I have achieved the opening of many of those levels, although not completely everything. This is coming. And who knows if there is actually a stop, because the universe, it's a constant evolution, and I don't think there is an end to this evolution. The more we know, the more we grow, the more we encompass, the more we have to know. So thinking that we know it all, it's a very cocky thing. Many people think, oh, I have everything solved. I know what's all about. No, no. There's always a surprise. And what I just say is like experience yourself whatever it is that you want to know and accomplish. Follow your own path, follow your heart, and get in contact with your higher levels of consciousness that you can trust, because it is yourself. And there's nothing to do with being selfish. Selfish is the ego state. Ego is one of the layers of ourselves, which it's important in a way. We need the ego to function on 3D, but because of the system, how it has been created to manipulate and held us imprisoned in 3D, even 2D, the ego has been used to get inflated and get us blind and be oblivious to other realities. So we have been actually manipulated to work our ego to a point that blinds us from seeing who we really are. Enough about ego, and let's take a look at this painted, the first one that says solar logos on top. It has the little human being there, which is representing the, I like how they put there, condensed elemental vehicle, the physical body. Everything is energy, and there are, how would I say, like water. Water can be states. There are different states of energy. Water, like water, can be liquid, can be ice, solid, and it can be vapor. Those are states of water with the same molecules, just condensed or expanded. The same thing with our layers of ourselves, our consciousness. So we have the physical body, which is the most condensed part of ourselves, the most condensed piece of cloth that our consciousness inhabits. It is part of our experience on this journey of this present life, but we are also experimenting other bodies as well. But I'm not going to get into that now. Let's make it a little vertical, linear in terms of higher self. So we have this condensed physical body, and then we have another layer, which is the etherical body, which is not as dense, is the body that goes out and astral traveling. Actually, it's very close because they actually make it a difference between etherical body and the astral body, and I think it's almost the same, unless they wanna consider that the etheric body is the emotional body or the mental body. No, because they have also mental body. Anyway, by experiencing that yourself, you will understand which layers there are. And like I said, there are different metaphysical teachings that will name the layers in a different way. But in one thing they all agree is that we have layers, and they go from the extremely dense energy in a physical shape to the very etheric shape that is not physical. And that is what some would call our souls. And I like the calling of logos, because logos is actually another name for God, is that realm of existence where all of us are connected into the same one, the creator. So we become one creator of everything. It's like a pyramid. Oh, this is like a pyramid, exactly. So the top of the pyramid is like this vertex connection of the manifestation of all the pyramid. This is big. This is big. And for me, because of my friend's vision about me about 10 days ago, it was about a pyramid. I was on top of the pyramid. And yeah, okay. So, um, all right. So we have all these layers, and we have our emotional body, we have our mental body, we have our astral body, and then we have the beginning of how our higher self, our mental higher self. We have our higher self itself, and then we have our Buddhic, like our Buddha state of consciousness, our Jesus state of consciousness, our Christ state of consciousness. And then we have our atomic body, and then we have our solar angel. So you are also an angel in another level, and that's the angel you have to connect to, your own angel. And then you have the monad. And as I understood on the teachings that I went through, is that at the monadic level, it is like a group of souls together that operate all together, manifesting, like the pyramid I was talking to you about. So we start getting the less dense we connect to, like the more we connect to the layers of ourselves that are less dense in terms of physical matter, the more connection we start getting with other aspects of ourselves, and the more connection we start getting to understanding that we are more than one, and that is not to be considered as schizophrenia, but we're connected to a collective of souls, and to the logos and to the creator in a higher level of our consciousness. Is like part of the logos or the creator decided to experiment this journey, and started gradually descending through the layers of density until it got to the most dense experience, which is the physical body on 3D. And then it got trapped because forgot about where it came from, but it was necessary to do that, because in order to fully experience this 3D, we needed to forget about the other ones, and then we make the way back with the experience from here, remembering all we are. And it sounds very surreal, but it's amazing when you start experiencing that, because you're capable to connecting in a bigger way to everything, to understanding better things, to seeing the bigger picture of things, and to becoming the observer in neutrality. Because only through the middle path of the pyramid, through the neutral path, is that we actually ascend and connect to all of our higher levels of consciousness. So the other picture that you can see there, it talks about the seven planes of the solar system, and the monad and the soul and the personality. It's another way of dividing those layers, and this one divides it into the physical, astral, mental, which they consider the personality and the soul. Then the Buddhic, atomic, monadic, and logic, the higher parts, higher our higher self. Let me go through to the other picture I have here. This is more complex, and this is the same idea of these layers applied to the tree of life, because the tree of life is the blueprint of the creation. The more you look at it from different aspects, the more you understand about the different levels of creation, including yourself as a human consciousness. So here you have a human being there on the different levels of consciousness through the tree of life, walking the middle path, the column in the middle, which is not black or white, is not good or evil, is not male or female. It's the middle, observer, neutral, straight connection to all there is of our consciousness. And there on the very top, you have the eye that sees it all. This eye is actually where we're all connected to, in we all have this big eye, and is represented in the trinity of our glands inside of our head, the pituitarian, the hypothalamus, and I forgot the names, but there are three glands. One is close to the neck there, and the other two are in the very center of our head, connecting the two sides of the brain, which was what was altered by certain creatures here in an experiment to divide us and disconnect us from the middle path. They made our glands malfunction, and they actually keep trying that with a lot of things to keep our minds divided into the the artistic creative mind and the scientific direct mind, mathematical straightforward mind. We have both. We have to connect both. When this connection happens, you can understand the bigger picture of things. While you keep divided yourself, you keep living into the division of everything, and the fight and the struggle and the anger and everything else. All right, so the other picture we have here is the chart about evolution of the solar logos, and that one actually gives you an idea of what I was saying about us being a collective of souls in a higher level. And you can see on the very top is the cosmic, the cosmic, how what is the word that they say there? I don't know. That, well, it's the cosmic representation of the triangle, which is the vibration of the numbers 3, 6, and 9. And from there, all of the other vibrations and the other numbers happen. But we are a collective of like it's you have to understand the concept of fractal and make peace with math to understand this kind of thing. Because imagine this shape of the triangle subdividing into mini triangles, which are a fractal of itself. So it's the whole connection of being all, but at the same time divided into different pieces to be able to experience different things at the same time. So you have all there the monads, the monadic realm, which is one of our objectives now, to connect ourselves to the monadic level of our higher consciousness, which is higher than our higher self. Because our higher self, when we connect to the higher self, we're still not connecting to all of the other pieces of ourself at the monadic level. That is like way above. I don't know if we can even consider it like, oh, it's up there or down there, because it's not really linear like that. It's about layers of consciousness. Like if you incorporate more and more of the fractal of yourself into a bigger consciousness. Very difficult to put in words in graphic. Like, I congratulate those people who put those things into graphics to try to explain what I am pretty sure they experienced inside themselves. And I really encourage you to start working on the connection first of your chakras, because those are the 7 layers of energy of your physical body that connect yourself to the etheric body, to the mental body, to the emotional body, and to the astral body. And once you start connecting all of that, you're going to start expanding that more into your cosmic self. Other layers of mental, but in a cosmic level, of other layers of emotional in a cosmic level, until you get to your atomic structure and connect to your higher self. And from there, there's more connections to come until you reach actually the Buddhic or Christic consciousness. And monadic consciousness after that. And we cannot know right now if we haven't experienced that. But those who have know that. But this is our objective here, to remember who we truly are. So when you understand that there are all these layers to connect from you, most of the things we're doing here become irrelevant. Like when we give importance to, let's say, for example, yesterday I had a little car accident myself. It was my fault. I didn't see a pole and then I hit the car, and I was upset because it was a perfect car that I just got not too long ago, and it was looking so nice, and now it's got this crack there. And it was that I wasn't paying enough attention. I didn't see that it wasn't high enough to see. It was a blind spot. But how can I let this little thing affect my emotional and my mental state when there are more important things to actually work on right now? Those things in the very dense physical level, they get resolved one way or another when we connect to higher parts of our consciousness and allow from that magic to happen into actually fixing these little breaking things of our physical experience. All right. With that, I will leave you for the night. For the ones who are in North America and believe that today is the only day you celebrate Father's Happy Father's Day. But for the ones who believe that every day should be Father's Day, Mother's Day, Lover's Day, Everything Day, happy day for you every day. And I'll see you the next time at the same time in the same channel. Thank you for watching. Please share this video, click like, make a comment, talk to me. I will be happy to interact with you and answer to any questions you have. And more surprises to come in the near future. And see you next time. Higher consciousness to higher consciousness.